Hello! Who am I, you may be asking? I'm Laura Haywood. Who's Laura Haywood? What's a Laura Haywood? I have my own little niche on the internet. A million years ago, or about a decade ago, I created one of Broadway's first social media accounts dedicated exclusively to loving on the theater. I called it Broadway Girl NYC, and get this, for 5 years it was anonymous. And then I did a TED Talk, pulling the curtain back, revealing that I, Laura Haywood, was Broadway Girl NYC all along. And in the few years since then, it's become my full-time job. I am a full-time Broadway fan. What that means in this context is I get to find the best internet videos and other fan art from around the web and world and celebrate it. Broadway Fanatic is a forum for demonstrating how fandom and enthusiasm about the theater has become its own category of art. That's me, that's Broadway Fanatic. Educational theater, theater in schools, is what we're celebrating on this special episode. I, as a teenager, was very proud to be inducted into the International Thespian Society. And the International Thespian Society is one of the organizations that has come together with the Educational Theater Association to create the Educational Theater Foundation. And the Educational Theater Foundation is an incredible nonprofit that helps bring drama programs into schools all over the country, especially those in low-income communities. So this is a very special, dear to my heart cause, and it brings me back to my own youth. Let's all come together, watch some fan-created content from school-aged kids who are all members of the International Thespian Society. You'll get to know their troupe numbers on every video, and as we celebrate them and what they have made, let's also celebrate school theater in general, because I don't know where I would be if I hadn't had a theatrical education, and I wish 100% of the kids in the country could learn about theater and perform in theater and take part in all the behind the scenes and all of the community building that comes along with it. We're here today to celebrate that, and I can't wait to see what these kids can do. TikTok has become the place to go for students and young people in general who want to express themselves and may not have a stage, but they've got a camera. Let's take a look at some of our favorite TikTok theater kids.
And it went like...
Things we actually did in our acting class. Stand-in actors neutral for hour with no breaks. Led with our noses. Walk through, honey. Yoga loves of yoga. Act like a ghost.
Stage hands? Oh, I want to go back to school. I want to go back to school just for the drama classes. Forget high school drama and bring me some high school drama. If you know me even a little bit, you know I get very excited about a theme. So having a theme of school theater today just has me in goosebumps. I absolutely love it. And I want to make sure that if you're as excited about it as I am, that you know there's an opportunity for you to actually directly help bring theater to schools. Please consider making a donation to the Educational Theater Foundation. You can do that by texting ETF for Educational Theater Foundation. Get out your phone, ETF to 707070. There's a Cantor and Ebb show called 70 Girls 70. If that helps you remember 70, 70, 70, then feel free to use it. It's also super obscure, so don't worry about it if you hadn't heard that one. So excited by how much art has been happening while kids are schooling from home, and here is an example of what I'm talking about.
Oh, here's a good one. It's a classic. There's a princess who has COVID. Glad it's her instead of me. Pretty maiden, real congested. How I wonder, does she sneeze? Blah, 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 blah. Flu-like symptoms, boring, boring, still no vaccine. Filler, filler, been there, read that, 7 doctors on the scene. Skip ahead, skip ahead. But in the end, the princess wakes up with a start. The doctors are amazing at fixing Snow White's cough. So I know it will appear a vaccine to fix the sickness, to get me out of quarantine and let me go see my friends face to face without social distance. It won't be long now, I guarantee. Day number 958.
That's the goal. There is no hidden mystery like the human soul. No, you go way too far. When I think you have to find can be found. Go there, be where you are, be where you are. Loose recollection of the thought. Barely remember who I felt. I was just trying to keep it together. This is the first wave of my right flank. This is the sound of me hitting back. Wait for me, I'm coming. Wait, I'm coming with you. Wait for me, I'm coming too. I'm coming. Show the way so we can see. Show the way the world could be. If you can do it, so can she. If she can do it, so can we. Show the way. Show the way the world could be. Show the way so we believe. We will follow where you lead. We will follow with you. Wait for me, I'm coming. Wait, I'm coming with you. Wait for me, I'm coming.
One of the best things about school theater is that for some people, that's the first time they really feel like they belong. That makes it especially significant to feature a theater family for a segment that we here at Broadway Fanatic call the Fam Jam. In the theater community in general, we talk a lot about our biological families and our chosen families. And for me, theater was where I found my first chosen family. One thing you may not know is that when you're inducted into the International Thespian Society, you become a lifetime member. I've taken that very seriously. Troop 2811, baby, Oakland, California. I even still have my membership card. miss a cappella groups too, like those tight harmonies. And I have to say my favorite thing about that video was the shower curtain in the background. It was just one of the kids, but like, of course that's where theater kids go for the best acoustics, in the bathroom. Those kids are gonna be friends for life, and it's all thanks to finding each other through drama. Thank you so much for being a part of this special episode. These incredible organizations have come together to create the Educational Theater Foundation to keep theater alive in schools. I couldn't be prouder to have been part of this little showcase of some of what's going on with these incredibly talented kids right now. This next one I actually have not seen. It is sort of an all-star thespian event. Thespians from across the globe came together to perform the song This Is Me from The Greatest Showman. This was part of the first ever virtual international thespian festival. It features 90 students from 38 states, 3 countries, plus a few Broadway performers who are themselves thespians. I'm so excited to be able to watch this for the first time with you. And I just want to say thank you so much to everyone who has watched, everyone who has contributed. Again, one last time, text ETF to 707070. I can't stress enough how important it is to have these arts programs in schools, so let's get it done. I'm Laura Haywood, lifetime member of Troop 2811, International Thespian Society, Oakland, California, and from my thespian heart to yours, here is This Is Me.
When the sharpest words wanna cut me down,
I'm gonna send a flood, gonna drown them out. This is free, this is bruised, this is who I'm meant to be, this is me. Look out, 'cause here I go. I'm marching on to the beat I know. Hey, I'm not scared to be seen, I make no apologies. And the words wanna cut me down, send a flood to drown them out.
Hi, everyone. We are live. We're your hosts. Thanks for joining us. This is John Stamos.
Hello.
Actually, we got tested so you don't have to wear a mask.
I'm not wearing a mask.
Oh.
Oh, this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that Rachel Maddow?
No, no, it's Rob Lowe. Hi.
Hi, everyone. I'm Nia Vardalis. You can call me Mrs. Stamos, as I do, until I'm caught. All right, so tonight, obviously, we are going to be virtual because, like you, we have been isolating in our homes, as you can tell by the pandemic hair.
Your hair's nice. Want me to cut it for you? I cut hair. I cut my own hair.
I'm okay. Actually, thank you. That's super nice. We've been friends a long time. But
Let me cut your hair.
Nope.
Please.
Okay. By the way, we need to speak quickly because the producers told me that the show is going to be an hour.
That could be an hour. All these shows always go over. This show will be an hour and a half, 2 hours max. Trust me.
I know because they told me that it's.
Who told you this?
The producers.
Kids, for you young theater people watching at home. First rule of showbiz: everyone lies.
Wow, I believe people.
Because you're Canadian. The show will at least go an hour and a half, 2 hours. Trust me.
It's not going to. You know what? It's going to be closer to an hour, and if we go to 2 hours, you can cut my hair.
Fine, I'll take that bet.
Really? Mm-hmm. Is this a bet?
Yeah.
Okay. If we get closer to an hour, I get to cut your hair.
Fine, I'll take that bet too. Good. All right, let's introduce. Whoa.
Wait, what
You're
did we
not
just
cutting my hair.
bet?
You're not cutting my hair.
Okay, we have to go fast. It has to go fast. Okay, listen. We have 4 themes tonight. Here they are.
Purpose.
Mm-hmm. Innovation.
Giving
and hope.
Right.
All right. So tonight, our purpose to be here, honestly, is to honor 2 extraordinary friends. We are going to be presenting the Craig Zaden Theater for Life Award to our friend Kenny Leon.
Kenny Leon is great. I was in Raising with the Sun with Kenny Leon. Yeah, he's a beautiful
Wait, you're
man.
stalling.
No,
Let's
I'm
go.
not stalling.
Let's go.
We're here to celebrate young people too, right? We're here to celebrate young people finding their voices and themselves in theater and education. And we're also giving a standing ovation to the Schubert organization, and we're also giving a standing ovation award.
That's right. And we're going to raise money.
Slow down.
No, faster. With the Educational Theater Foundation to support kids and teachers who are keeping theater alive in schools.
God bless you.
Now, to donate, all you got to do is text ETF to 707070.
Did you get that? ETF
Hurry up.
77. All right, let me tell you about some of the upcoming performances. Oh, this is good. Audra McDonald, she was in Raisin in the Sun. Jennifer Hudson
You're
is
stalling,
here.
you're
Can
stalling.
you
I'll do it. LaTanya and Samuel L. Jackson,
right?
Tina Fey and Wayne Brady.
We've done improv together. Wayne and I did.
Why don't you write to us in the
Sammy
chat?
Davis Jr.'s.
What would they write to us in the chat?
Right. What was your favorite play? Ask us. Your favorite teacher. Who was your favorite teacher in high school? Who has better hair, me or Timothy Chalamet?
While you're mentioning hair, why don't you let me know if I should give John a buzz cut or a mullet?
He's not giving me a buzz cut.
Oh, I'm going to win this bet.
No.
Hey, please stay tuned for...
Amber Riley. Oh, we were in Glee together. Amber
Let's
is
go.
in Glee.
In home. Here she goes.
When I think of home, I think of a place where there's love overflowing. I wish I was home, I wish I was back there with the things I've been knowing. When that makes the tall trees bend into leaning, suddenly the snowflakes that fall have meaning. Sprinkling the sea makes it all clean. Maybe there's a chance for me to go back now that I have some direction. It sure would be nice to be back home where there's love and affection. And just maybe I can convince time to slow up, giving me enough time in my life to grow up. Time to be my friend. Let me start again. Suddenly my world's gonna change its face, but I still know where I'm going. I have had my mind spun around in space,
how's everyone doing tonight? I'm Julie Cohen-Theobald, president of the Educational Theater Foundation, and I'm here with Tony and Golden Globe winning producer, Bob Greenblatt.
Hey, Julie, it's so great to be here again with you. I'm so happy to be supporting this great cause. You know, my high school directors and teachers in Rockford, Illinois, gave me great opportunities in stage management and design, and it's all led directly to the career I have today. Shows like Smash, the live musicals on NBC, producing shows on Broadway came out of my love for theater, which started way back at the young age of 13 when I performed the title role in an opera called A Mall and the Night Visitors.
Amazing, and the lead. And I started my theater career as Snoopy in Your Good Man, Charlie Brown. I know that everyone, when they registered for the event, put in the musical that made you fall in love with theater. So let's take a look at some of the most popular answers. And if you could go in the chat and tell us what was the musical that made you fall in love with theater. Chorus Line, wonderful. Wicked, West Side Story. I did My Fair Lady in high school.
Look, number one looks like The Sound of Music. That was our first live NBC musical watched by over 18 million people. I'm not seeing my first show, How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying, though.
Yeah, maybe not the most popular, but you seem to have learned something about succeeding in business.
So far, so good. Along with Neil Marin, my co-chair tonight, I want to thank all the performers and supporters who showed up just because we asked them to. And on behalf of the memory of our third musketeer, Craig Zaden, tonight we're thrilled to be honoring the incredible Kenny Leon with the annual Craig Zaden Award. And we're honoring the fantastic Schubert organization. Our friend Bob Wankel is here to accept that honor. And all of us will be celebrating the memory of the legendary Phil Smith, former head of the Schubert organization, who just passed away.
Incredible. And we know our real stars tonight will be the teachers and their students.
Well, the students are why I became so involved in this organization. With groundbreaking programs like Jumpstart Theater, nothing makes me happier than knowing I'm helping to bring theater to kids all across the country. So let's take a look at why I'm so proud to be here tonight.
Thank you, Bob, and thanks to all of you for being here tonight. Please know that your support will change these students' lives.
When he grew up,
what is so compelling about theater is that it is changing the lives of young people in a very positive way.
the questions that you need to know.
Theater gives students skills like collaboration, creativity, critical thinking, communication, accountability, and discipline.
The Educational Theater Foundation shapes the lives of children and teachers throughout America.
This arts experience will impact them socially, emotionally.
It definitely makes you more outgoing because theater is all about connecting with people.
I'm pretty much nervous about everything, but when I'm singing and acting, I don't feel nervous at all.
The Educational Theater Foundation is the philanthropic arm of the Educational Theater Association, home of the International Thespian Society, which has honored more than 2 million students since its founding in 1929.
So let the sun come streaming in.
It's changed my life. It's helped me become more confident in my own ability and my own voice.
Students that could benefit the most from theater are the least likely to have access.
I worry about my students constantly because I don't know where they're going to get their next meal. I don't know if they have heat when it's cold, or blankets, or a bed.
Nationally, only 28% of schools in high-poverty areas offer drama programs.
But a new program is changing those numbers and changing lives in the process.
ETF offers multiple programs, including Jumpstart Theater.
It takes schools that don't have a theater program and it gives them a jump start to then build their own program.
This initiative is actually changing the lives of students. One of them says the school musical motivated her to go to school even when her family was homeless.
Grants and scholarships.
All of us at the Educational Theater Foundation are thrilled to announce
you are one of 50 high schools who will receive $10,000.
And talent development, nurturing the next generation of artists and helping educators develop their professional skills.
They learned how to direct a musical so that these students could perform in their very first play.
It's
not just building professional actors, technicians, stage managers, and artists. It's building better human beings.
Good evening, I'm Chasten Buttigieg. On the campaign trail, my husband Pete and I had the privilege of meeting people all across America. And regardless of region, something we can share is an appreciation for those who move our country forward by teaching the next generation. As a student, the arts changed my life. And as a teacher, I've seen it change the lives of my own students. So thank you all for supporting the work of the Educational Theater Foundation and all they do to bring the theater arts to kids across this country who otherwise wouldn't have access to it. And I am so pleased to introduce tonight's teacher honorees. In 2020, Corey Mitchell was awarded the Stephen Schwartz Musical Theater of the Year Award, and now 4 other extraordinary educators will take their place as inductees in the Hall of Fame. Let's take a brief look at these outstanding teachers.
Think back.
When you were in high school.
When you were my age.
Do you remember what it was like?
Were you lucky enough to have a great teacher?
Someone that
inspired you.
That pushed you?
Made you see the world differently.
Made you see yourself differently.
Someone who got you to look past your grades.
Your classes, your school.
Someone who got you to imagine something
bigger.
Better. That's what these teachers have done.
And what they continue to do.
Inspiring me.
And me.
And me.
And me.
And me.
And so many others.
Thank you for teaching me
how to dream.
To sing.
Dance.
To act.
To teach.
To get through a song even when you can't really sing it.
To ad-lib in iambic pentameter. To sword fight.
To memorize my lines.
Or never to chew gum in theater. Never. No.
Has your life ever been
changed? Improved.
Inspired.
By a great teacher?
Mine has.
Mine has.
Mine has.
And I'll forever be
grateful.
It's been a joy working with Mr. Mitchell. He is tough, but it's just tough love.
Even though you're exhausted and you feel like you're going to drop, that is what the business is all about. And the second you say, I can't, there will be someone else behind them saying, I can.
That's the kind of teaching you'll get from him. You know, he'll push you to your limits to make you better.
It means so much, and I wish sometimes that we could let him know. But the only way we can let him know sometimes is just by putting on a great show.
My life has been forever changed by Mrs. Fowler.
Marty taught me how to respect everyone who participates in the process of bringing productions from the page to the stage.
Her passion for theater and her love for her students reminded me that theater kids can achieve great things.
To inspire my students the same way you inspired me.
She has made such a difference in the lives of so many people.
Theater lives in the hearts and memories of the actors, technicians, and audience members. This was never more clear to me. A rather dour older gentleman in the Hazelwood East Fine Arts Craft Fair sat down and said, you know, I was in a play once. It was just plain hard work. But oh my goodness, the applause at the end. For those few minutes, he became that high school senior again. Theater lives in your heart and in your memory, as this evening will live in mine. Thank you so much.
Mike is one of the most amazing teachers that I've ever had.
Mr. Dane saw in me a potential that I didn't even know I had.
He truly has made an impact on theater and theater education. The list just goes on and on.
My mother and I ended up living in a shelter home. Mike made the theater a second home. He created a sense of company amongst the cast that could only be described as family.
As baseball great Jackie Robinson once said, a life is not important except in the impact that it has on other lives. We get that in our field. Our students grow into caring, more confident, more creative, more complete human beings. One of my most memorable experiences as a theater educator was working with students on the autism spectrum. Our first year, a student who wouldn't talk to anyone in week 1 became so much more self-confident by the time our showcase occurred 10 weeks later that he serenaded his mother on stage with a heartbreaking solo. Someday, the light will shine like a sun through my skin, and they will say, what have you done with your life? And though there are many moments that I will remember, in the end, I will be proud to say, I was one of us.
And Mr. Buckeye, not been such an important part of my life and the lives of so many other students,
don't think my life would be the same.
He's taught me to always believe in myself and to never give up.
He urged me to audition for my very first play in my senior year, and working on the production unlocked something in me that I have carried with me ever since.
You taught me what would become the foundation for my career.
It was because of Tim that I decided that I wanted to become a theater teacher.
I learned to be proud of what I put out there.
Theater changes lives. There's no sense in putting in the kind of time and effort and creativity that we do if our goal is merely to entertain. People are more likely to go to a basketball game if all they're looking for is entertainment. But people still come to live theater because they are looking to have their lives changed. In May of 2019, I was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. That's when I saw what theater can really do. My students, past and present, rallied to my side. I got notes from students who I didn't think thought twice about me after they graduated. Others stepped in to help direct the shows in my absence. The way theater has brought us all together has truly changed my life.
Over the course of 29 years here at Arroyo Grande High School, Billy produced over 200 shows.
He directed almost every one of Shakespeare's works.
He was like a celebrity. Everyone's like, that guy's a legend.
He is an expert to whom theater educators go for guidance.
He took a room that was built to be a small cafeteria and turned it into a real theater.
My dad has been the model for what I want to be when I grow up.
He always pushed me to perform my best.
He taught me to believe in myself.
To get the work done.
The most important thing I've learned is that the arts heal the world by giving voice to stifled voices.
You're somebody who inspires.
Thank you all for this unbelievable honor. My involvement has not only benefited me, it also helped generations of students who've walked through my door. It can give a voice to the voiceless. It gives students who are lost a place to fit in. Kids like I had been. Every time I took students to a festival, one of my students would remark, "You know what? There's kids like us everywhere." Keep the doors open. My name is Billy Houck, and drama class saved my life.
I've heard it said that people come into our lives for a reason.
I feel like it's always that one person who really be a mentor or a friend. And for me, the mentor is Mr. Mitchell.
Billy Howe.
Mr. Buckeye.
Mrs. Fowler.
Thank you, Mr. Dane.
Thank you, Mr. Howe.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Dane.
Thank you, Mr. Howe.
Thank you for teaching me how to dream.
Well, I don't know if I believe that's true, but I know I'm who I am today because I knew you.
We have the opportunity to change the lives of our students.
You have dedicated so much of your time, your heart, your energy, and your passion to us.
Like we are a part of something that we can make a difference.
For the countless hours you put in to make all of our shows magical.
Thank you for sharing your passion with us. Thank you, Tim Buckeye.
Thank you, Marty.
Thank you, Mr. Mitchell.
Thank you, Mr. Dane.
Thank you, Billy Howe.
Because I knew you. Because I knew you. Because I knew you. I have been changed for good.
You just whipped me right. I'm cutting that hair. I'm cutting that hair.
I'm
after
cut
this
yours.
thing.
Sorry.
We love teachers.
Oh,
we love teachers. So let's go to
amazing.
the theme number 2, which is also showbiz lesson number 2, innovation. Okay, it's not easy to break into this industry. You have to be innovative. I knew people. No, I didn't.
What about in high school, though? I mean, were you popular? Did you get the lead?
No, and no. I was a geek. I was a total. I wanted to be in the theater, but I couldn't sing. That was the deal, and I still am not very good. I auditioned for The Wizard of Oz. I wanted to play the Scarecrow. Okay. And I get up there, I could while away. They go, cut. I didn't get the Scarecrow. I didn't get the Munchkin. I didn't get Toto the dog.
Did you get cast?
I did not get cast.
At all?
No. But here's what I did. I loved makeup too. So I said, can I do makeup? And I did the makeup behind the scenes. And then they saw that I could do makeup. And then I got the lead in our town playing George because he needed to age. And so I aged him from 5 to, got older and older as the show got on. So that's how I got.
That is so innovative.
Isn't it though?
That is
and then
theme
from
number 2.
there, I got right into Full House and the rest is
That is not true. I know. It's about failing, brushing yourself off, getting back up, trying again.
What about you in theater?
I did high school theater. I loved it so much. I found my people. I learned their lines. I learned my lines. I learned everybody's lines, and that helped me later actually get a job. Because when I was trying to get into the Second City, I auditioned so many times. They were like, "Oh, there's that Greek girl again."
That's
and
improv,
I didn't get
isn't
in.
it? Why do you need to know the lines?
Because you write your own material.
Oh, okay.
At Second
So you didn't
City.
get in because why?
I wasn't very good.
But you were innovative.
I was innovative because I got a job in the box office. And I was the worst box office person ever because I would take people's tickets. Thanks for coming. They'd go into the theater. I would take the phones off the hook, go into the theater, and I would watch the show every single night. Well, then an actress got sick. She was rushed to the hospital. I went backstage and I said, "Hi, I work in the box office and I know your show." And they had no choice. They put me on. I did the entire show and I got hired for the cast the next day.
Nia, did you do something to that actor to send her to the hospital?
There is no proof. Innovative.
All right, so this is our second theme, innovation. And to keep theater alive, and schools and teachers and students to stay innovative, what we're going to do is what? Raise some money, right?
That's right. And this is where you come in because teachers have done things that are just unbelievable. And students, they've learned video editing. They've done shows outside. They've done drive-in productions.
TikToks.
Yes, anything that they can to be creative. And so
and there's no excuse, by the way. That's what I say. Like now you have a platform, YouTube or whatever it is. You know how to use these cameras, these phones, these things. But we need to raise some more money. So providing as much money as we can to these students during these times of isolation will really, really help. So it's what?
Shout out to the teachers. We are here for you. We would like to ask everybody, if you can, please pick up your phone and text ETF to 707070 and get some much needed funds to these teachers and students.
Slow down a little bit because we got to make sure that we're going to go over.
We're going to go really, we're going to come in an hour and I'm going to cut your hair.
Go ahead.
Hey, let's kick it over now to my fellow Second City alum and our fellow Greek, Tina Fey.
The theater is the only institution in the world which has been dying for 4,000 years and has never succumbed. It requires tough and devoted people to keep it alive. That's a quote from John Steinbeck. And nowhere is this tireless energy, commitment, and resilience more apparent than in the theater programs in our schools.
Thanks, Miss Fey, for taking the time to do this.
Of course! I love the Educational Theater Foundation, and I was a thespian, just like you.
You know, if I may be so bold, you might be interested to know that I'm kind of referred to as the Tina Fey of my high school.
Oh, really? That's so cool. Do you like to write?
No, I wear glasses and went to the prom by myself.
Okay. Oh, okay. Well, I did not go to prom by myself, thank you. There were 7 of us in the limo.
3 couples and...
Okay, you know what? Moving on. When the pandemic hit, teachers all over the world had to deal with learning new ways to educate their students. Theater teachers, however, had to deal with even more challenges as their lessons by nature require close interaction and many times contact.
In the past months, rather than throw in the towel and hunkering down, schools all across the country have led the way by incorporating and championing new technology into our classic art form. Through advances in streaming, school theater programs have reached families and audiences all over the world and shown the future of theater. And the future is brighter than ever.
And I had a good time at my prom. I took a picture alone. I look amazing.
My fellow thespians and I began the spring semester of 2020 with dreams of performing, stage managing, designing, and producing theater all across the country. While those dreams turned out to look a bit different than we planned, through innovation, creativity, and resilience, we worked to ensure the shows really did go on.
Is everything ready?
Oui, monsieur.
The instructions here are clear.
I'm glad something is.
Well, it seems you all have one thing in common.
Like, there is no model for how to do this. We've been kind of not making it up as we go along, but trying stuff out along the way just to see what works best and what is the most successful.
Basically, what me and my assistant Aurora have been doing is designing all of the hair and makeup looks for the actors, of course, and then we're filming tutorial videos on how to do the makeup and hair. It's been interesting to see how all of this works online, and it's been teaching me a lot of really good communication skills because me and Aurora have to be on the same page, but we're not actually together.
The assistant editor and I work together to record all the musical numbers with the cast in recording sessions, and then we edit them together in this program called OBS. And then we make sure everything's ready to go and set up to stream on opening night.
As you can see, for why we're at home, I've turned my backyard into a bit of a prop studio for Ashley and I to work in. We've been working hard on a ton of different props for the show.
In the blocking script, I write down camera cues, when people turn things on and off, as well as the configuration the cameras will be in.
High school students throughout the United States got creative this year to keep theater alive. We filmed scenes outside, at home over Zoom, and in person, safely distanced with masks on stage. While it proved challenging at times, we learned, no matter the circumstances, nothing could stop us from doing what we love.
Something tells me it'll be alright. Something tells me it's gonna be okay. Something tells me it'll be alright. Something tells me it's gonna be okay. The sun is gonna shine. The clouds are rolling on by. The clouds are rolling on by. The sun is gonna shine. The clouds are rolling on by. The clouds are rolling on by. The sun is gonna shine again. 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 The sun is gonna shine
Climb every mountain, search high and low, follow every byway, every path you know. Climb every mountain, ford every stream, follow every rainbow, till you find your dream, a dream that will need all the love you can give every day of your life, for as long as you live. Climb every mountain, ford every stream, follow every rainbow, till you find your dream, a dream that will need all the love you can give every day of your life, for as long as you live. Climb every mountain, ford every stream,
Wow, Audrey McDonald.
Incredible.
That was
She's
amazing.
incredible. I was in Raising the Sun with her too.
Let's wrap it up. Okay, everyone, we are back and the clock is ticking. I think we're going to make it close to an hour, and
No
I'm going
way.
to cut John's hair.
No way.
Yes,
No way. This is
yes.
going to go over, I'm telling you. We're going to go so over that I'm going to cut your hair.
No.
With my eyes closed.
No. Okay, everyone, we are now in the section of the show called Giving.
Right. And the majority of high school theater programs have zero funding. But now, here's the thing. A $10 donation, that's it. $10 will provide a makeup kit for the students. That's what I would have used. So tell them where I'm going to donate right now. Go ahead.
You are?
Mm-hmm.
That is really sweet. Please match John's donation by
Good.
texting ETF to 707070. Actually, you know what, John? If you text $20 will buy one LED light stand.
I'm done it. I'm out.
That's amazing. Okay, $30 will purchase a costume for a student.
What kind of costume?
Probably a vest and a hat.
$30, okay.
$50 donation will provide batteries for microphones.
Batteries for microphones.
Are you doing it?
Yeah, of
This
course.
is
I'm
so
going to put my money where my mouth is. Go ahead.
Sexy.
Thank you.
$1,000 will cover the cost of rights and royalties and scripts for 6 performances of a play.
I'm on it. And what else? Something else, though, right?
Amazing.
Okay,
Anyone
well,
donating $1,000, you are going to get to go to a VIP party after the show with a live concert by Kate Baldwin.
I'm doing it right now.
It's
Hold on.
streaming from Open Jar Studios in Times Square. This is amazing.
Okay.
It's amazing. Oh, John, for $10,000, you can jumpstart a musical theater program in a school that has no theater.
My phone's done. My battery. Look at that. My battery's almost dead.
It looks pretty good to me.
No, it's dead. It's
pretty good.
I'll do that donation later.
$10,000, everybody. Okay, and if you donate tonight, while we're watching the show, AMDA is sponsoring a matching challenge. $15,000, up to 15 grand.
Let's go. 15 grand, people.
Thank you, AMDA, for
Thank
that.
you, AMDA.
Up to
you very much.
$15,000, so donate right now. Coming up next,
Is what? I think that's it.
I think we have a
What
little
else?
bit more.
Okay. Oh, while you're opening your hearts, here's what we have. While you're opening up your hearts and you're reaching for your phone, please hear from one of our students because she is fantastic. Her name is Isabel.
Isabel, and coming up, the Schubert organization is being honored, and Master of Improv Wayne Brady has a message for us.
He's going to improv the message. I just know it.
Yeah.
He's a good singer, too.
He's a very good singer. Are you
Okay.
stalling? You're
No,
stalling.
no,
Let's
no,
go.
no,
The
no,
clock
no,
is
no,
ticking.
no.
I have hair to cut, and it's on Stamos' head.
Not happening.
The city where I grew up was one of the most impoverished in the nation at the time that we were there. And the elementary school I attended was severely underfunded and overpopulated. And at the time, I really was struggling with anxiety and struggling to come to terms with the world that was around me. And I was fortunate enough that after first grade, my parents were able to pull me out and start homeschooling me. But throughout that time, I continued to really struggle with anxiety and struggling with this feeling of isolation. And in 5th grade, I went back to public school and then we moved. And it wasn't until 6th grade that when I joined my school's drama club that I really found people. I felt like for the first time I found a community that had lasting power, people that would be in my life forever, people that are still some of my closest friends. Theater taught me how to use my voice, how to channel the anxieties that had held me back for so long into action, how to use my voice for justice and use my voice to share what is true. I could not be more grateful for theater, and I don't know who I would be without it in my life.
Hi, my name is Brandon Evans. I'm a Nebraska Thespian alum, Troop 5483. I was the 2019 Democracy Works winner, and then I co-hosted the Broadway Back to School Gala last September. Currently, I'm a sophomore theater performance major at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. I'm here with renowned TV and film producer, Mr. Neil Marin, as well as the chairman and CEO of the Schubert organization, Mr. Robert Winkle. Thank you for being with me today as we present this year's Standing Ovation Award. Before we get to the presentation of the award, I wanted to ask you both a few questions. I love to perform, but in addition to being on stage, I'm interested into going into the business side of the theater. What advice would you have for young people who are interested in becoming future leaders in the theater and entertainment industry?
It's about identifying the names of the people that you look up to, that you want, that serve as role models, trying to figure out how to get in touch with them and maybe get internships. And I think there's going to be a lot more opportunity now moving forward in terms of training a whole new generation of people.
Be aggressive, don't be bashful, because that's the way to move.
Exactly.
Well, in addition, both of you guys have chosen to give back to support theater education. Why is philanthropy important to you? What would you say to the folks watching?
Well, the Schubert organization, and especially its parent, the Schubert Foundation, has always had education as one of its values. And we will continue to be supportive of education because too much arts education has been removed from schools across the country because of the lack of funds. And we need to collectively, at all levels, work to bring arts back to the school. It is truly life-changing.
And I think that philanthropy is important because it really is about legacy. It's about creating opportunities for there to be a future. It all kind of starts with funding leading to education, which leads to passion.
Well, thank you both for your thoughts. Part of what makes the theater industry thrive is by continued support of theater education throughout our nation. I want to now turn this over to Mr. Marin to present this evening's award to Mr. Winkle.
Well, thank you. This is, Bob Winkle and the Schubert Organization. When I was a kid growing up in Brooklyn, I thought theater was my version of Disneyland. And going to the theater was the greatest form of entertainment that I ever had. And I have such specific memories of being in Schubert theaters. I'm a bit of a theater nerd, and I have done my homework about the legacy of the Schubert Organization and how committed they were to the revitalization of New York. And I believe the same is true now. I think the Schubert Organization and Bob have always been on the forefront of keeping up with the times, about adjusting themselves to what's important to the theater goer and to the culture. I have watched this man operate through some very, very difficult moments as a gentleman and with open ears and an open heart. And it has taught me so much about, we all hear that the theater is this welcoming place, but knowing Bob, it made me feel more than welcome. He made me feel like really part of the community. Bob and the Schubert Organization are well deserving of this honor.
Well, thank you very much, Neil, for those very, very kind words. And I'm delighted to share the evening with my dear friends, Kenny Leon and Neil Mira, and to remember Craig Zaden, whom we lost way too soon. The theater brought us together as it brings us together tonight. We know the earlier the people are exposed to theater, the bigger the impact it has on their lives. So we admire the Educational Theater Foundation's goal of providing every student with access to arts programs at their school. I am honored to accept the Standing Ovation Award on behalf of the Schubert Organization.
Hey y'all, Wayne Brady here. I would like to say thank you so much for having me here at the Educational Theater Foundation Gala. It's my pleasure to speak to you for a few minutes about giving. Now, what do I know about giving? Well, here's what I know about giving. I know that theater gave me a life. That's right, theater gave me a life. I walked into the first day of rehearsal for Dark of the Moon in my ROTC uniform, because I'd been in ROTC for about 2 years before acting, and I always wanted to act. I always wanted to be a thespian, but I was so scared that people would laugh at me. They would laugh at whatever came out my mouth. And it wasn't until I walked into that rehearsal room and I saw kids dancing on the piano, making sets in the corner, talking. When I walked into what really was like the real life version of fame, I have to tell you, it truly and honestly changed me for the good forever. That's what's lost when you have a society that does not encourage and bolster the arts. It's very black and white. Why have something that is just dull and black and white when you can have an amazingly vivid tapestry built out of all these incredible stories? So that's why I'm saying, please listen to the guy that makes deals for a living every day on TV. Donate. Donate tonight. Donate to the foundation. Help change someone's life. My life was changed by art, and I am living, breathing proof that it truly can touch someone and elevate you. I just want to say thank you so much for having me. Thank you for being here. Go Troop 4276. Karen Regario, I love you. Mickey Felder, I love you. You guys have a great night.
Kiss today goodbye. The sweetness and the sorrow. Wish me luck the same to I can't regret what I did for love, what I did for love. Look, my eyes are dry. The gift was ours to borrow. It's as if we always I won't forget what I did for love, what I did for love. Gone, love is never gone. As we travel on, love's what we'll remember. Kiss today goodbye and point me toward tomorrow. We did what we had to do. Won't forget, can't regret what I did for love. What I did for love. What I did for love. Love is never gone. As we travel on, love's what we'll remember. Kiss today goodbye. Point me toward tomorrow. Point me toward tomorrow. We did what we had to do. Won't forget, can't regret what I did for love. What I did for love. What I did for
Thank you so much for your donations, and thank you, John Stamos, for donating as well. We're in the last section of the show, and every gift that you offer uplifts our final theme of hope, right?
A theater teacher uses hope to engage and inspire. A theater kid finds hope in discovery and self-expression, and hope is the very heart of this mission. When I was in high school, I had a theater school teacher.
You're a good one.
Yep, and he actually inspired me to write. So thank you so much, Mr. Bowkett.
What did you end up writing? Anything good? Big Fat Greek Wedding. I was supposed to be in it. I did the read-through, but apparently I wasn't good enough.
Your hair wasn't long enough, but it is now.
I had the coolest high school drama teacher. His name was Mr. McGinnis. I love this guy. He's been a friend of mine ever since. He was the one who, he just told me there was no, don't put any boundaries up. Don't put any roadblocks. Just go.
I love that. Let's call him.
All right, let's call him.
Seriously.
Okay, good. Let's put him on a Zoom. All right, hey McGinnis, this is my junior high school drama teacher who gave me
Hi, John.
hope and was so great to me and still my good friend.
Hi, Nia.
Are you in Hawaii?
In Hawaii.
All right.
Hello, thank you for joining us today for this benefit for ETF. May I ask you a question? What was John like as a student?
Well, when I saw him in class, he was okay, but he was the star of our 9th grade talent show.
Oh, talent show.
John was not only the MC, but he was a magician that sawed a teacher in half, played drums in 2 different bands. And if it wasn't for John in the 9th grade talent show, I would have lost my job.
That is amazing. John and I are doing a section on hope, and we wanted to thank the teachers of today. So John has a message for you.
Well, I'll tell him all the time, thank you. Without you, I wouldn't be here standing next to Nia Bardalis. But the thing about him was that he never put any boundaries on me or any of his students. You know, it was just like, you want to go for it, go for it. You know, dream big and hopefully you'll make it, right? I mean,
That's amazing. Do you have a message of hope for the children watching today and the teenagers watching today?
You know, for 31 years, I worked with performing arts students, and they were the best kids in the school. And this year has been so terribly hard on everyone. It's like an athlete that doesn't get to take the field. And I just hope that as soon as we possibly can, we can get kids back working together in groups and sharing friendships and creating memories, because it's so important. It was important then, and it's important now more than ever.
well, thank God for this organization, right?
Yeah.
Because that's what we're doing.
Yeah, this organization is honoring teachers and students and helping people keep doing theater, whether it be virtual, like we're doing it, or outside or in drive-in theaters.
Mm-hmm. All right, love you, McGinnis. Have a nice time in Hawaii. You deserve it.
Thanks for everything, guys, and good luck. You're doing a great job today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, hope is ingrained certainly in the work of Kenny Leon, and we're going to honor him right now. Remember, theater and friendships you make are forever.
Hi, Kenny Leon. We are honored to be a part of presenting you this award.
The Craig Zaden Theater for Life Award. Well deserved for a person who spent a good portion of his professional career going into high schools and inspiring students to love theater. Thank you for that. And thank you to the Educational Theater Foundation for presenting Kenny Leon with this wonderful award.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for all the people that get on buses and planes and trains to come to Broadway to see our work. I thank you. We do it for you.
Lorraine Hansberry's Raising in the Sun is the story that keeps on giving. When he wrote it 40 years ago, it was really just letting the hearing community know what was up with the deaf community. Now we, in another generation, get to see what that play means to us.
For the NBC Wiz Live, you are Dorothy.
Hairspray Live had 800 crew people, and we had never done a live musical like that.
Many times it is hard to translate a story for the stage. I'm always trying to control where 1,200 people will look on a given night, and in many ways it works more powerfully for the camera.
So I think I've gotten to where I am now because I'm authentically Kenny Leon. I'm not like anyone else.
If I were going to start a theater company, this is what it would look like. If I were going to start a theater company, it would have a name that really meant something. True colors, truth, and clarity.
I'm looking for the day when every child in America can have a little piece of theater in their daily educational lives.
We have the August Wilson monologue competition with all these young folks from all over the country. This monologue competition says to them, you could be anything you want to be. Hopefully I can continue to make my mother and my grandmother happy. I said, God, I want to take you wherever I go today.
We love you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for this award tonight. I will indeed use it as fuel to engage with others, to continue to fight for a more inclusive, just
world. I want to thank Educational Theater Foundation for all that you do in trying to provide equal access to theater to all. Also want to say thank you to Samuel L. Jackson and LaTanya Richardson Jackson for presenting me with this award. I get sort of emotional when I even think about the love I have for Sam and LaTanya. When I was 17 years old, coming to Atlanta, Georgia, the big town, for the first time, growing up in Tallahassee, Florida. Some would say that I grew up in poverty. My folks together made $10,000 a year. But when I saw Sam Jackson stand on a raised stage in front of the entire community, I said, that's what I want to do. And after I got to know Sam and discovered all these many years later that he is a true inspiration for me personally. He's built an incredible professional life. I've seen him be courageous, be political, be himself. And I just want to thank LaTanya, his beautiful wife, an amazing artist as well. But I want to thank those two for taking time out of their lives to not only give to me, but to give to the Educational Theater Foundation and to honor Craig Zayden. You know, when you get on an award like this, you look and say it's got Craig Zayden's name, his name is on it. And it's like, well, who is Craig Zayden? What does that mean? What did that stand for? Craig Zayden is synonymous with inclusion, diversity, opportunity, love. He gave me an opportunity to direct my first film, and he didn't ask me what my address was. He didn't ask me, did you go to Yale? Did you go to Juilliard? No, I went to Clark College, an historically Black college. That's good. He just saw the good in the work and opened doors for me. And with hard work, I walked through those doors. So Craig Zayden is a door opener. And with the love and respect I have for him, I thank you for this award. We recently lost a friend here in Atlanta, the great legend, Hank Aaron. And so love to his family and love to his spirit. But his nickname was Hammering Hank. And it put me in the mind of something Bertolt Brecht said. He said, art is not a mirror held up to reality, but a hammer in which to shape it. So as artists, I think we have to keep hammering with those little hammers until our world is totally just. We got to keep hammering with those little hammers until every young person has equal access to making their dreams reality. We have to keep hammering until every family has a true opportunity to live out the dreams that they lay down and spin around in their heads. We have to keep hammering until everyone has the opportunity to tell their stories, to share the stories of their mothers and their grandmothers and their fathers and their grandfathers. And it is in that spirit that I accept this award, that we stand strong and keep putting our dollars where our mouths are to say we're going to support the institutions that fight for a more just, more beautiful world. And in the theater world, it's about the Educational Theater Foundation. I also want to take this time to thank all the artists involved here tonight. Arthur McDonald, I love you. Jennifer Hudson, nothing but love. Amber Riley, you know I love you. John Stamos, Nia, everybody involved with this, Neil Marin, Bob Greenblatt, Bob Winkle, and I know I'm forgetting a bunch of names, but I know we're all in the same army, and everyone on this virtual world, we're all in the same army. So may we continue to do all that we can individually do to make sure that every kid has access to theater and art and music and dance and creativity. Thank you so much. Nothing but love. Thanks.
Wondering all the time, what's Papa gonna say if I do this, huh? Or what's Papa gonna say if I do that? Or what's Papa gonna say if I just so happen to turn on the radio? And Mama too. I mean, she tries, but she's scared of you.
You leave your mama out of this, boy.
I don't know how she stand you after what you did to
I
her.
just said leave your mama out of this.
Huh? What you gonna do? You gonna give me a whooping? Well, guess what? You can't whoop me no more. You're too old. You're just an old man.
Yeah, you just another Negro on the streets.
You crazy, you know that?
Go on, you got the devil in you.
You just a crazy old man talking about I got the devil in me.
You're right. I am crazy. And I'm about to show you just how crazy I am if you don't get the hell out of my yard.
It ain't your yard. You took Uncle Gabe's money that he made from the army and then you just put him out.
Get your black ass out of my yard.
I ain't going nowhere.
Good evening. I'm Matt Conover, Chairman of the Board of the Educational Theater Foundation, and also an executive with the Walt Disney Company. I'm here today and do what I do each and every day because of my high school theater teacher. Stan Brodsky at Wooten High School in Rockville, Maryland, believed in me, gave me opportunities to lead, also permission to fail, and inspired me to ultimately pursue my career in the theater now for the last 32 years. And what a great night this has been, celebrating teachers and students and how together schools are keeping theater alive. Thank you so much for joining us tonight and supporting our cause. If you haven't had the chance, please donate by texting ETF to 707070. Doing so, you'll have the opportunity to change someone's life just as theater in my school changed mine. I'd also like to thank our very generous sponsors for their support. Our presenting sponsors, Apples and Oranges Arts, Broadway on Demand, the Diller von Furstenberg Family Foundation, iHeartRadio Broadway, and Playbill. Our benefactor, AMDA, our underwriters, Kate Capshaw and Steven Spielberg, the Lehrer Seller Family Fund, and NBC Entertainment. Our exclusive sponsors, Concord Theatricals and Nancy and Kenneth Duffy. Back to you, Nia and John.
And I'm going to cut your hair.
Where did you get those?
In my purse.
You didn't bring a purse.
Okay.
Well, that's our show. Thank you very much for joining us this evening. I always say good luck, God bless, get a Broadway show, and I mean it. And Jennifer Hudson, take us home.
This looks good.
That's my real hair.
Yep.
That's my real hair.
Yep.
Ooh, yeah, Lord, there's a light in the darkness, though the night is black as my skin. There's There's a light burning bright, showing me the way. Ooh, but I know where I've been. There's a cry in the distance. It's a voice that comes from deep within. There's a cry asking why. I pray the answers up ahead, Lord, 'cause I know where I've been. There's a road we've been traveling, lost so many on the way, but the riches will be plenty. Worth the price we had to pay. There's a dream in the future. There's struggle we have yet to win, and there's pride in my heart, 'cause I know where I'm going. Yes, Lord, I know where I've been. There's a road we must travel, yeah. There's a promise that we must face, yeah. But the riches, I say the riches will worth the risk and the chances that we take. The dream is here, the future. There's a struggle we have yet to win. And there's pride in our hearts to lift us up tomorrow. 'Cause just to sit still would be sad. I know where I'm going. Lord said, I know where I've been. Yeah, Lord, 'cause I know where I've
The sun is gonna shine again. The clouds are rolling on by. The clouds are rolling on by. The sun is gonna shine again. The clouds are rolling on by. The clouds are rolling on by. The sun is gonna shine again. 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 The sun is gonna shine again.